You ready to let the dogs out? What? Do what?
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Join Pet Pals TV's Patty Spitler as we celebrate our furry friends.
Cats, dogs, and all the critters in your family.
Celebrate the bond between pets and people and meet Hoosier heroes saving four-legged lives.
I love it. Good. I'm glad.
It's the Positively Patty Podcast.
I can't wait anymore. Me neither.
Now, your host, here's Wish TV contributor Patty Spitler.
And coming up on the Positively Patty podcast, we have Kelsey Burton, a dear friend who is joining us to talk about the passing of the world's smallest therapy dog. That's right, Pipsqueak had a wonderful life with she and her husband Josh, and also helped many, many, many people who had challenges or disabilities. So we do this in honor of Pipsqueak. Also, Kelsey has a new job. We'll find out about that. She's still helping pets and people, though, so stay tuned.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app, bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports, all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
And now on the Positively Patty podcast, it is my great honor to introduce you again to my friend, Kelsey Burton. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, first off, we want to talk about something that's very sad, but also very hopeful. You are known as the owner and the mom of Pipsqueak, the world's smallest therapy dog, and she has passed.
She has.
Tell us what happened. First off, let's go back to when you got her. You got her, she wasn't supposed to last more than a few months.
Yeah, when we first got her from a rescue up in Wisconsin, they estimated, the vets up there, that she'd have about 6 more months to live. So we were kind of doing more of like a hospice care type thing for her. Right. And she lived for 8 more years. So she really, just kept going and getting healthier. And we had great, vets and people that were able to care for her so that we could just give her the best quality of life.
And she had a lot of love from you and Josh, your husband, and all the other dogs too. She was so cute. Weighed what, 1.8 pounds?
Yeah, 1.8 pounds.
I have not heard of anybody else who has a therapy dog that was that small.
Right.
Tell us the work she did. This was with Paws and Think when you were the executive director, correct?
Right.
And you would take her to meet people who had some challenges, and lots of people identified with her.
Right. So Pip had some special needs and disabilities of her own. And so when we would go visit with, kids in the hospital or with the Spina Bifida Foundation or groups like that, the kids would really just gravitate towards her. She walked like them. She had the same challenges. She was in physical therapy, and a lot of the kids were too. So they related to her. Yeah. And so there was just this instant connection when she would, be in a room with these people that I could never have had such a strong connection with them, and she would do that instantly, and it was amazing to watch.
And she loved the attention.
Oh gosh, did she ever? Yes, she loved it. She loves people. She loved being the center of attention. Yeah. So this was, exactly what she was supposed to be doing in life.
And what was her breed again? She was
a Yorkshire Terrier. Yeah, just very not bred well, bred for to be tiny instead of breeding for health. So we always remind people she was cute, but always, breed for health, not just for, being tiny purse dogs.
Right. Yeah, purse puppies. How about that? So she did wonderful things, and she's gone. Did you bring her home, by the way?
Yeah, we did. Yep. So she's home. And, it actually did give us a little sense of peace to have her back. It was kind of interesting to us that we just kind of felt this nice, closure when she was home with us. So we have, back in the backyard, a nice little area that's in memory of her with some gifts that people have sent. The outpouring of love from her fans was unbelievable. We've never had so many flowers in our house before. So yeah, it was, that we were so grateful for. It helped us get through a tough time.
Yeah, and I'm so pleased that you let me in your house with all your other puppies, and we did an interview about Pipsqueak for Pet Pals TV. If you can't or didn't catch the show with Kelsey and all the puppies in there talking about Pipsqueak, it will be on our website and also on YouTube. So you can see it and enjoy it for eternity. How about that? Yeah. Now, we want to talk about you, Missy. You are doing something brand new. What's your new? You've taken on a new line of work, but still helping pets and people. Tell us
Right.
about that. Okay.
Yeah, so I just recently joined the team at Medical Mutts, and what they do is they help shelter dogs become service dogs. So I'm still, helping dogs reach their full potential, whether that's, some dogs, their full potential is just being a pet. But for other dogs, it is being, a service dog, which is kind of the ultimate, I think, gig for a dog. So I get to help them with their fundraising and their marketing. And I yesterday got to see on my very first day individuals getting paired up with their service dog for the first time. So they were meeting their service dog. And it was so incredible to see this excitement and just this instant, appreciation for what they were doing for one another.
Yes. I don't know. There may be, but not that I know of any other places that do rescue dogs and make them into service dogs. And I know Jennifer Cote, who is the founder. First off, her credentials are incredible. I mean, PhD all the way. And she knows what she's doing with the dog. She's really from France, isn't she?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
She has this lovely accent. I have to concentrate because of my hearing loss. I have to make sure I understand her. But she knows what she's doing. She pairs the right dog with the right challenge or disability.
Correct. Yeah. So they mostly focus on diabetes alert, seizure alert, and psychiatric conditions. And so that's kind of their main wheelhouse. But yeah, they make sure that the dog is able to do that. And not all the dogs make the cut. But we do make sure that the dogs find a really great home. So we adopt out dogs as well. So about 17 dogs last year ended up being adopted out, career change type dog. So no matter what, these dogs are going on to live a better life.
A better life, yes. What rescues does she take them from?
It's all over, but here locally,
okay.
Indianapolis Animal Care Services is one of the ones that they do
Really?
partner with.
Okay,
yeah,
'cause
but
they-
she's got them all over the United States because they place dogs all over. Yeah. So
All over the United States? Okay.
yeah.
Someone wants to get a hold of Medical Mutts. They'd like to check out the training that Jennifer doles out. And how do they get a hold of Medical Mutts?
the best way is start on the website. So medicalmutts.org. Go there. There's lots of information because not only can you have a shelter dog placed with you as a service dog, but you can also train your own dog to be
Yes.
a service dog. And so there's a couple of different ways to do that, either on your own or to do a board and train where you send the dog to the facility. And yeah, again, they're from all over the United States. So we have some folks, from New Mexico this week here getting their dogs and all over. But yeah, the website's the best place to start. And then you can always, the numbers on there, you can always give us a call. And Jack is usually the one that answers the phone, and he's very knowledgeable and married to Jennifer, so he knows his stuff. So he'll be able to also pair you up with whatever program or service that you need.
Okay, medicalmutts.org. Terrific. And what's the charge for this? I know some places charge, and there's always a long waiting list, though, for service dogs. Tell us about that.
So service dogs are expensive to charge or expensive to train because they take a long time, right? I mean, this isn't something you can go and just do in a couple of weeks. I mean, we're talking months, years to train the dogs. So it costs the organization about $25,000 to train one of their dogs. And so what they ask is for the people that are getting the dog to cover about 60% of that cost, and then Medical Mutts covers the remainder. But you can cover that 60%. A lot of folks do their own fundraisers with their own friends and families to cover that. And we're trying to right now really look for funding so that we can help cover more of that cost for individuals. So as you know, it's just all about people donating and giving and helping support these causes so we can pull more shelter dogs and place more dogs with people who need it.
Yeah, everybody benefits. Win, win, win. Okay, so we know how to get a hold of Medical Mutts. We know the kind of dogs they use. And they don't use just one breed. Now, I know some places use just one particular breed. But if you're doing a rescue dog, you've got everything, haven't you?
And we have
all
lots,
sizes, all shapes.
And we have lots of those, Heinz 57 dogs too that are just a little of everything. But yeah, I mean, this program, we have, tiny dogs all the way up to a standard poodle. I mean, and that standard poodle is a rehome. So that was a surrender dog as well. So we have purebreds. I mean, really any breed that has the right temperament and can do the work. They're the dogs we want.
Well, again, I do know Jennifer Cote knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she has a very strong training team. I've been really impressed. Yeah.
She's very, very good at this. And she has an eye and a nose
Yeah,
for what works. Kelsey Burton, let's talk again. I go through this all the time, but there are still some folks who maybe not know. But if you know, you shouldn't. Don't buy a service dog vest for $49 over the internet.
Right.
That's what Patty said, okay. And I mean it because they said, well, I'm not hurting anybody, but you are. You're hurting
Correct.
people who really need the service dog. The difference between service dog, therapy dog, emotional support, and facility therapy dogs. Take away.
Yeah, so there is a difference. And with service dogs, this dog is trained to do a task for one person with a disability or, needs help with something.
And focus
and they're
completely.
working, right?
Yep.
They're working. So if you see a dog out in public and they have, even if they don't have to wear a vest, but if you see a dog out in public, you really shouldn't approach them. You shouldn't be making eye contact, calling them, trying to get their attention. If you want to interact with a dog, you should always ask the person first, and they'll let you know whether or not that dog can have an interaction. And so that is different from, therapy dogs that are kind of out in the community to be pet and loved on.
Therapy dogs, pet me.
But you should still ask. It's always good practice to ask because you never know what that dog's doing. And, they do say that service dogs, if you have put on the fake vest, it's a victimless crime. Well, not really. They just did a bunch of research and they were showing that lots of individuals that actually need the service dogs stop feeling like they can take them out safely in the community. Right. They can be attacked. Those dogs. It's all sorts of things.
A service dog does not attack. I mean,
Correct.
even if they are attacked by another dog, you can always tell too if it's not a service dog if they're doing what dogs do as dogs. They're looking around. They want to, a service dog is right with that person, focused on that person.
And they're still dogs. I mean, they're still dogs, so they may, want to sniff or do something, but they're able to have that recall to come back and to really do what they're supposed to be doing and not causing a nuisance, not doing something to disrupt, if you're at the store or somewhere, to disrupt other people and shoppers. Yeah. And so, like I said, I'm watching right now these new teams and they're learning about each other and they're learning how to be out, at Keystone Mall or one of these malls and be able to have all these distractions and get the dog to continue to focus on the handler. And
an emotional support dog is, again, trained for that one person to be emotionally supportive for them.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily always trained.
They're not trained.
Yeah, right. They are prescribed usually by a doctor.
Exactly.
And so this helps with housing, that you aren't allowed to have pets. If you really need your dog for your emotional well-being, then this allows you a way to be able to have your dog, cat, whatever, live with you in a place that doesn't necessarily allow it.
A doctor's written prescription for that.
Right.
Also, let's see, facility therapy dogs work for, I know we just did a story one at a funeral home.
Correct.
But he does get to go home at night too.
Correct.
But he spends his day at the funeral home comforting people who maybe don't want to talk to other people, but they want to talk to the dog.
And a lot of times their handler is someone that works at that facility where the therapy dogs that Paws and Think used to work with, those were volunteers. So they were volunteering their time to do it. So that's kind of one of the differences. And they usually work longer days, the facility dogs as well. And the thing to remember is service dogs are the only dogs that are protected under the American with Disabilities Act to be able to have access to anywhere that people can. Yeah. So, I mean, otherwise, if you have an emotional support animal or a therapy dog, you really shouldn't be taking them to places that aren't pet friendly anyway.
I know. Yeah. Well, a lot to learn. As I always say, if you do know and you know better, then don't do it. If you don't know, there's places you can go to find out. Also, you can look it up on the internet. Kelsey Burton, you're wonderful. Again, Medical Mutts, how did they get a hold of you?
MedicalMutts.org.
MedicalMutts.org.
Yep.
Thank you so much. We miss Pip a lot.
I know, we do
but
too.
What a wonderful life you gave her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was very special.
Yeah, and her, legacy lives on. I mean, she still gets to inspire people through her social media, and we still get stories all the time about how she helped people. So we'll keep sharing her old stories and all of our new dogs. We have 5 other dogs, all their stories, because they're all special, rescue dogs as well.
Yeah. And what was the one that was licking me the whole time I was there?
Dinky Bean.
Dinky Bean.
And Hermie was holding your hand. That was my favorite part in the video.
I know. I just love sitting on the sofa with you and the dogs.
Yes.
Kelsey Burton, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will be doing more stories and more profiles with Kelsey and Jennifer Cote and Medical Mutts, and we'll share them all with you on Pet Pals TV. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Okay. And that's it for today. We'll talk to you next time on the Positively Patty podcast.
Discover more pet-friendly stories at PetPalsTV.com and stay with Wish TV online at WishTV.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast and discover more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at AllIndianaPodcastNetwork.com.